Good morning. Good morning. We got to get our combine taken care of here this morning. What a freaking awesome machine that thing is. X9 1100 2025 model year, 16 row folding corn head. Just unreal, the capacity of that combine. Like, it is to the point where there's no reason to ever get bigger. I know, I'm pretty sure Case just released an AF12, maybe a class 12 combine, but guys, we're running a 16 row corn head and 250 bushel corn at 6 miles an hour. Whoa, how? You can't go bigger than that, can you? I don't know. Unreal. It was amazing. Really appreciate the opportunity to run it. Thank you to John Deere, to Greenmark Equipment for making that happen. So we're gonna get that head put back on this header cart here. We gotta get it unfolded and set it down on there. And apparently the stands kind of like extend down. I don't know. It's different than our head, so I'll have to figure that out and get it ready for them to come and get it. So also our grain cart tractor, we're going to fuel up. We're getting a semi-load, transport load of fuel in that is going to come here this morning, and sometimes it stirs up the sediment and stuff in the bottom of the tank, so you don't want to pump out of it for a day or so afterwards. And well, this isn't empty, but it's about half full, and I thought, well, we should just fill it up. So we'll just pull this over there right now. We did catch a little shower last night. It came out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting it at all, but yeah, I don't know, 10:30 last night, or 10 o'clock, all of a sudden I heard rain outside, and there was a little lightning even, so didn't get a lot. I think just a tenth or so, not even a tenth. But it got everything damp, so I don't know. We were gonna, Dad's doing a spraying a load this morning. I was thinking about doing some fertilizer. I don't know if I'm gonna have time or not. It's supposed to get really windy today, a cold front moving through. But then we're gonna shell some corn. Power door. Okay, oh man. This machine is so cool. Unfolding. Oh yeah, water dripping off the snouts. So you can see it unfolds the outside 4 rows, but that last snout that doesn't actually fold up does tip up a little bit as you watch as it goes down. And then right there, it lowers down. Resuming deck plate position, so it puts the deck plates back where they're supposed to be, fully unfolded. There you go. All right. Yeah, okay. Gotta get out. We gotta unhook our drive shafts, our hydraulic hookup, and I'm gonna fold the snouts up, at least the ones with the feelers underneath them, because I don't want them to catch on that bar. Of course, they would pop right over it, but yeah. Well, that was an ordeal. Oh, we got it. It was a little more difficult than yeah. Getting her lined up right, getting those little pads in the pockets for them. We got it. All right, I'm gonna pull across the road into the wheat stubble over there so we can just take a leaf blower and blow some of this crap off. Although most of it is on the corn head, not on the combine. Alright, we're going to clean it up a little bit. I should ask them if they want me to power wash that oil off of there from that oil leak they had yesterday, but we'll see. I'm a firm believer that if somebody lets you borrow something, whether that's helping you out in a pinch because you need something broke and you need the help getting done, or something like this where they're just letting you demo a machine, you give it back to them in better shape than you found it. So if I can clean it up a little bit for them, I'm going to do it. Well, it's not put it away for the winter clean, but it's a lot cleaner than it was, so we'll call that good enough. Look, there's Green Cart Superstar, Brock Zuver. Good morning, Brock. Good morning. All right, I should probably do their survey. And now that you guys have the QR code, you can probably do their survey too. Oh, yeah. Back in the radar here. Let's do a little fertilizer spread. So I blew the corn head off a little bit. I didn't want to do it in my driveway, but I also didn't want to hook up a truck and haul it across the road either. So I blew the outside off. I left all the crap that's in the auger still there. So whoever gets it next gets a few free ears of corn. It'll be fine. Anyway, Brock and Dad are going to go shell corn. And I am going to do a little fertilizer spread in here this morning. But I bought a camera system, and I would like to put it in here, maybe, if I can do it reasonably quick. I don't know, we're gonna look at it. But I've got some map left in those seed tote bins down in my seed warehouse, and one of the fields, well, the irrigated field, is where most of that goes, so I'd kind of like to do it. All right, so I bought a fancy but cheap camera system online, and it's got some of these little cameras that I would like to put on the spreader. That's what I got them for. So I don't know if I'm willing to take the time to do this right now, but I kind of wanted to see. I want one on the back somewhere looking kind of down on these spinners. Might mount it like to the boards up there, looking down like this, so I can see the stuff falling off of the belt onto the spinners. And I would also like one into the bin so that I can see what we got left in there. Oh man, Phil got it all dirty with the dryer. That's all right. So I was debating whether we, go like right here in this corner, looking back at that, or I had the thought, don't die, that maybe I could mount it underneath here. Could go to that. Could go to this. This one would be better. I put it right there, looking forward. It should never get buried under that V there. And yeah, it'd be dark when it's covered. You wouldn't be able to see much. It does have night vision. But then as it got worked down, you'd be able to see right at that gate, and it should work really well. I think we might try that, but then we gotta figure out how to get the cord out of the box, which could be a challenge. I think this is gonna be a bigger project than I wanna do right now. We need a half a day to install these cameras. Maybe not a half a day, but more than the 10 minutes I'm willing to commit to it right now, because we got stuff to do. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and load this up. We've got our map in these boxes here. We don't need quite all of it. We need 7,200 pounds in the spreader, and we should have about 4,000 pounds left over. So we need like 2/3 of what's here. Come on. And I'm gonna try and get it close, because I don't know if the other 4,000 pounds is gonna be ready to spread before I need to be able to spread something else. What am I doing wrong here? There. Trying to hold that box as far out as possible, but still have it supported so that I can reach over the spreader a little better. Like that. I didn't put my opener on there, so now I gotta climb up there. All right. Watching the scale. Got this box emptying slowly. We need 7,200. Don't need the whole box. Probably put a little bit extra in just so I don't run short, but I'm not gonna do a lot more. Good enough. All right, let's go spread it. All right, here's our field. This was our irrigated corn up here. And we are going corn on corn in this field, so that's why we're spreading some phosphorus ahead of the corn. We put 2 tons of chicken litter on this field a year ago. That was kind of all of the phosphorus and potassium that we put on here. But going to corn again next year, did not do chicken litter because it's just too hard to do it after corn usually. So we're adding some MAP, but only where we need it. The red and the green zones there. The black gets 0, so it's mostly the heavy ground in the back here that gets it. And then we are going to put some potash on the whole field after we get that delivered. So we're going to pull in here and get everything set up and started. And our spreader, the last thing we spread was MAP, so we should be all dialed in from that still. And yeah, we'll get this spread and get out of here and then go run the combine, our baby combine. We pulled a lot of corn off of this field, you know it? Awesome. All right. Well, there's our map. So we got the couple of zones up there done, and we're gonna keep working our way back across the to the south here. Well, we're right down into the point. We got 300 pounds, call it 200 pounds on the scale. Covered what we needed to cover. That worked out really well. Oh, it couldn't get much better than that. We just got done. Scale just went to 0. Let's go see if there's any little bit in there now. It's possible the last pass or two in the very point ran a little short, but not by much. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at that. Yeah, that is perfect. Perfect. Cool. All right, let's head back to the farm. Go run the combine. All right, well, that's done. We're almost 1,000 acres of spreading done with that thing already this fall, and we got a lot to do yet. Supposed to be getting my potash delivery tomorrow, so then we'll have a lot to do. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get it done quickly. I don't know if I said it yesterday, but they also brought a 12-row corn head, because when the guy called me yesterday morning, I told him, he asked me 12 or 16, and I told him 12 because I didn't think we could run a 16. And so they said, okay, and then a 16-row showed up, and then the 12-row showed up, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll never have another chance to run a 16-row, so we're going to do that. And I thought we might switch to this, but we kept up better than I ever imagined we would have. Anyway, I didn't realize they had left it here. If I did, I could have hooked it up to our combine. No, we actually can't because the feeder house is wider on the X9s, and you have to have filler plates in and stuff there. It's not quite that simple to just hook it up, but it would have been cool to try that too. I also didn't talk about this in yesterday's video, but this corn head's kind of set up the same way. It's interesting to me how they do their gathering chains and how they are different. So this is how we typically run them. Staggered, facing in, you know, where these gathering chains, the flat side is going to pull the ears up into there. But as they get towards the center here, they are no longer staggered, and they've got one of them backwards. And then in the center one, they run both of them backwards and opposed. Both of them backwards and opposed. And then one backwards and opposed. And then we go back to staggered. The idea behind that is that it helps material feed in a little bit better. And we had that light fluffy stuff. The other head, that 16-row, has the same setup. So, I mean, it helped, I think. I don't know how well it worked, but it was just interesting. I've never really done that on our head. Well, say goodbye to it. It'll be gone before we see it, before we get back here. Thanks again, Greenmark and John Deere. Very, very much appreciate the opportunity to run it. What a monster machine. Ah, it's like going back to a 6620. How's your 6620 treating you?
6620.
Yeah, stepping back in time today, right?
It's a little bit smaller.
It's a little smaller.
It's easier to line up the rows.
Yes. All right.
Have fun.
Go chisel?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. 6620s don't beep at you when you leave the combine engaged and get out of the seat, though. Combine. All right, let's go. Shelling corn is still a fun job, even with an 8-row. It's... oh, it's so little. All right, let's have some fun here. It's still a heck of a machine. Don't get me wrong. We cover ground. Oh, and this is really good corn too. Holy cow, this is really good corn. I love it when I jump in the combine and all of a sudden we're just running 250 plus bushel corn. That's fun. That is lots and lots of fun. Oh man. All right, let's do this. I don't know. This 6620 is pretty nice.
That's probably what it feels like compared to the X9.
We're still running 3,500 bushel an hour through it almost. Yeah, there you go. It's dang good corn. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go. All right. Can you guys see about, 2-3 rounds over there, right about there? There's a huge difference in that corn. I'm going to show it again as we get closer. So this is my fungicide trial field, kind of unintentional fungicide trial. Basically, there's 82 acres in this field, and when you load up a full 1,200 gallon sprayer tank at 15 gallons to the acre, you can't spray 80 acres. You can spray like 68 or 67 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. It essentially works out that you spray all of this right up to here, and you run out where this house lot is. And so that doesn't get sprayed. So it did not get fungicide. Yeah, we're gonna find out, because this has been phenomenal corn out here so far. Like, it's all been just outstanding. And we'll see if it drops off and how much it drops off. I don't know how much our fungicide paid, but I can visually see it already. Also, if I had a 16-row, we'd be done by now, dang it. It's all right. Look how right here all the tops are still standing, and this corn is mostly upright, except for that little spot right there. Come on. But over there, another pass, it's basically all the tops are broken out of it. Totally different. I'll show you again when we're over there, but just see how many, I mean, we got all the tassels here, right? They're all still standing. There's a few leaned over, but for the most part, they're all upright. The plant material, the leaf tissue is still kind of a bright brownish yellow. I don't know, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's not dull and faded, and it just looks healthier. We still even got a little green plant tissue out there. Next clip, we'll be over in the untreated stuff, and you can compare. Does it look different? It's a lot different. All those tops are hanging, broken off, not all of them, 90% of them. It's just very different where we didn't spray the fungicide. And it's still really good corn, right? We're still really good corn here. But we'll see if there's a difference. When we get a couple of rounds done, we can look back and compare, compared to some of the previous rounds. But there is an element to standability, and it's not broken off at the ground, but if the stalks aren't as healthy and they're breaking more of the tops off, then it's more likely to be flat on the ground, and fungicide can help prevent that. That helps pay for the fungicide. Man, some of this stuff the tops are really broken out of. Corn's short, you can see it all filling in the rows. You can't see down them like you could where we had sprayed the fungicide. Made a big difference. Now, yield-wise, I mean, it's still running 240s and 50s, but the round averages, I think, have gone down some. This was end rows, so anything before that was with fungicide. So 240, 248, 235, 255, 252, 253, 256. So yeah, that's at least a 10 bushel difference right there. There he goes. There's the big buck. And then look at this corn again. So when my Haggy guy comes in, he perimeters the field. So there's 120 feet around the outside that all gets sprayed, including here, but not there. It's some night and day difference. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep doing that application, dang it. It would be awesome if I didn't have to use fungicide, because it's expensive, but it works. There is, of course, the disadvantage of fungicide corn being a little bit wetter, which isn't a big deal. I mean, most of this field was like 16 to 17%. The non-fungicided stuff is 15.5, so it goes straight into a bin, or in fact, that truck that's up by the road is gonna go straight to town. So that's a benefit, I guess. I'd still rather have an extra 10 or 15 bushels in 2 points wetter. I make way more money with that. Done! Don't worry about this big block. That's what Dad did. He didn't have the iPad on. We did it. It's gone. We harvested it, but you can definitely see more yellows and light greens over here where we did not spray fungicide than there was over here. This was a different variety altogether, but it did get sprayed. It'll be interesting to look at that one on the computer. Full map. So, all right. Phil's hauling that load into town. Brock's going to empty the cart into that truck and then take that truck back to the farm and then get a pickup, because I am going to the next field. The next field is our new farm, the one that we bought a year ago. First year we've had corn on there this year, and we're going to go open that one up. Hope that it is dry enough corn to haul it straight to town, because it's kind of 5 miles closer to town than we are here to the elevator that we go to. We've got lots of corn to haul into the elevator this fall yet, fill our fall contracts, and the bins are about full, and we got a lot of acres to do yet. So yeah, we're going to head there and see. It's 103-day corn, but it was the last corn we planted, so I'm not sure how dry it will be. Hopefully it's in the range of 18% or less. That's the goal. Getting our grain tank covers folded down, and we'll let Brock know what the plan is, and we'll go. All right. This one's going to be an interesting one for lots of reasons. Number one, this is the first year we have ever harvested a crop on this field. I don't really know what kind of productivity we've got out here. Clearly, we've got a wet spot. Okay, that's fine. Also, this was spring's chiseled one, which is rare for us. It had spring spread fertilizer. And it's also a brand new 103-day hybrid that so far has been really, really good. But this was kind of a tough situation for it to be in. So I'm not expecting this to be great corn. We're a half a mile down the road from the first field of corn that we ran that went in the like low to mid 190s. 195, something like that. So if we're anywhere in that vicinity, I actually wouldn't even expect it to be that good. We'll be feeling pretty good about it. All right, well, we got these ends done. Brock's here with the pickup. We're gonna go get the grain cart, get some trucks moved and stuff. Hopefully, the stuff in the field is better than the stuff on the ends, because it was not good at all. We got a lot of really thin spots where it just didn't grow. It was probably too wet when we planted, or did some tillage or something. But this was the last planted field, and it is what it is. We're back around the farm here. Oh, our combine's gone. We still got a 16-row corn head. And the 12-row is just pulling out the driveway right now. But yeah, checking on our dryer. All the lights are out on the bin, which means it is about empty. So I think we'll go ahead and just get her shut down here. And we're going to take a truck over to the field. There goes that head. And start shelling. 3,100 bushels an hour. That's insane. High quality corn. Hot, good test weight, warm temperatures. It just flies through that thing. Look how fast our stuff is turning there. That's crazy. Back in the combine here, we did get the, we got two trucks here, and Phil's got the third one. He's hauling into town. So we are still running our Columbia. So nobody's really asked about trucks this fall, but you know, we got that new Volvo this year. So we've got two nice Volvos. And the Columbia it's for sale, but not for sale yet, because our Cascadia, the other truck that you guys haven't seen for a long time, is at the dealer, waiting on a part in Fremont. And yeah, a long story on that one, but apparently there's something wrong with some part, and it was back ordered and can't get it till the first week of November. And I thought, we'll put it back together and let us have the truck. And Phil decided just to leave it sit there because, well, we've got the Columbia that works for our third truck. So that's the story on that. But after harvest, it will be for sale. Beautiful day for shelling corn. Sunny and windy. Let's see if there's anything any good out here. Oh, there we hit some 220s. That makes me feel better, because those end rows were terrible. Absolutely terrible. This one's going to be real up and down. We should have a pretty colorful yield map by the time we're done here, but we may have to adjust our scale. I've got it set from 180 to 240 right now, and that may be too high. Well, this is a fun corner. You lined up with the rows, but we got these guy wires on both sides from this giant electric pole there. Yeah, all right, let's see what we can do. Okay, well, we've got everything opened up. We're getting through here. It's not great corn. It's not horrible. It's very up and down. There are spots of it that is great corn, and there are spots of it that is very poor corn. Now, like I said, we probably need to adjust our scale down 20 bushel or something like that, make it look prettier. But you can see that there's a lot of variation to this. So, yeah, we're what, 13 acres into it. Brock's got to leave in about a half an hour, so I'm hoping we can get all the trucks loaded and the grain cart loaded, and then Phil and I can haul them to town and then come back and shell and load everything up again, and that might be as far as we make it tonight. I don't know, we'll see. Well, we we've caught the trucks. Brock's got to get out of here. I already kept him 15 minutes past when he wanted to leave, so we're gonna call it good after this round here. I'm gonna haul a truck in. Phil can take another one. Well, it won't have quite a full truckload. Maybe the Columbia, the small truck, maybe on the cart here. I was hoping to have a cart full, but it's okay. No big deal. We're over half done with the field. It's not great corn. It's okay. There's too many thin spots where the corn just didn't grow. It was either too wet when we planted or too wet shortly after or something, but there's just a lot of all of these spots here that the red, there just wasn't any corn there, and it's hard to grow good corn when, like, that's a small one, but when you don't have corn there, it's hard to grow good corn. Make sense? Makes sense to me. All right, Phil just got back with an empty truck, so we've got basically 3 we can haul in. The cart's full. He's taking the Columbia in. It needs some fuel, so he was going to stop and grab some fuel on the way back with that. I'm going to take the big blue truck in, and we'll come back and figure out what we're going to do from there, whether we get another load in tonight or just try and finish shelling. There are about 15 acres left, so if we had the 2 big trucks and the cart empty, we should get it. I bet the elevators have been real busy for a long time now, and they're ready for some rain and a break too. But these guys do a great job here. We appreciate them being open, and you know, when we need to haul stuff, we can haul stuff. So they're open till 7 tonight. It's just about 6. We'll get these 2 in for sure. I hope to get that one more in. We might make it. We might not. It's not a big deal. They are probably all a little bit, I don't know if upset's the right word, but at the lack of income from drying corn. They aren't going to make any money drying corn this year because all the corn is super dry. Beans on pit 2. Pit 2 is the pain in the butt one to get to over there. You got to come in from this side. Normally we go around the bins and come through heading out, but pit 2 you can't get to if you do that, so. Oof. Ignore that. Oh my. This is the busiest I've seen it in a long time. We might not get that last one in here tonight. So I'm just sitting here in line and waiting, and I was thinking about something. I looked at my watch and saw, hey, it is October 23rd today. Do you know what that is? Today is the day we started shelling corn last year. October 23rd. 1 year ago today, we started corn. And we are sitting at well over half done. I have to do some math, but I think we're down to less than 600 acres to go. That's really good. We've had a really, really good year. To have pits big enough to just open her up and let it go. That'd be nice. Just got back to the field. I unloaded the grain cart into the blue truck, which it's not quite full. It's probably full enough we could take it, but it's not really full. It's 6:35. They close at 7. They're 15 minutes away. I could get in there before they close, but it'd be a real jerk move knowing how backed up they are, and they're going to be there unloading the trucks even later. We have enough room to finish this field without me dumping that truck. With the one Phil's bringing back and the 2 empties here, or the empty and the grain cart, we've only got like 15 acres. This isn't that good of corn. At very most, we'll have 3,000 bushels. We can store that on the trucks easy. So I don't think I'm going to take that one tonight. We're just going to wait for Phil to get back and finish shelling it. Pretty sunset tonight. Not good corn. It's not good corn. It's getting worse as we move to the north. Now this field, last year the guy that farmed this had wheat out here, and on half of it, the half along the main road over there, he had double cropped beans, and then on this half was like a cover crop, but a cover crop was basically volunteer wheat. And you can about see right to the line the side that had cover crops versus double crop beans. Yeah, we'll fill that in, but it doesn't look promising. Last round of the field here. Man, you can see a night and day difference between the south half and the north half of this field. Fascinating. The only real difference that I can think of, well, there's 2 possibilities here, but that is almost exactly where the line was this spring between the cover crop side and the double crop bean side. And the double crop bean side is way better. Now it was drier, the tillage went different. It was noticeable different ground conditions when we did that work this spring. But I had my fertilizer company, they're the retailer that spread our fertilizer for us this spring. They did some dry spread in the spring. They may have done a split, a side-by-side, that could be part of that difference, but I sort of doubt it. They've never provided me with the maps to know where they applied what, which is super frustrating, and why we have our own spreader now. But yeah, I don't think that's it. I think it's the difference in the practices from last year, and the cover crop being on this side kept it way too wet in the spring, and we ended up with a poor stand of corn in the end because we probably did some tillage too wet. But we waited as long as possible. This was the last field of corn planted. I would have to look up the date, but it was the maybe 23rd of May, something like that. Frustrating. So we're gonna fix this field. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I'm thinking we might need to bring the ripper down here and rip these corn stalks. It's gonna go to beans next year. The year after that, it's gonna go to wheat, and then it's gonna get pattern tile. The whole thing. We're gonna fix it. So it's going to take us a couple of years here. We'll get the fertility right. We'll get the compaction out of it. And then we'll eventually get the drainage fixed. And we're going to turn this into a darn good farm. Because there are some really good soil types out here. A little bit rolling. I mean, not really rolling, but up and down. And you can see the green areas and kind of the draws. Definitely good soil types there. So we'll get it. Done. Easily our worst corn. By far. Like 25 bushels worst corn. 165, which we'll take. It's okay. It's not good, but we'll take it. Be fine. He's still got room in the trucks. Oh, that's how bad it was. We should have had that cart almost full if this was decent corn. Oh well. All right, I'm gonna see what he wants to do. I think I'm gonna run the combine home, but we don't have a pickup here. All 3 trucks are full and need to go the opposite direction to get to town. And the cart probably isn't gonna be empty. So I wonder if Phil wants to just ride back in the combine, or could take the cart if there's a little bit in it, but he ain't gonna get much into that truck, so he's gonna have several thousand pounds in there, more than we would probably prefer to take. Maybe he'll just take one of the trucks home. I don't know, we'll see. Well, heck, with our baby combine and 8-row corn head, we still did 85 acres today. That's a good day. We put in a few more hours than we did yesterday, but we did pretty good. So have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you tomorrow.